Hey, welcome back. Hello, you beautiful noodles, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalia if you're new, and if you are new, on Mondays I do Music Monday videos. Walk into the room and I feel the stairs. You're wondering if the talent claimed is really here. Yes, it's right. It's right. You're right. We're all right. I don't know. But, anyways, we're back, and the artist way is still happening. Uh, 100% transparency, my beautiful noodles. This summer whooped my little tushy. Okay, and trying to be super self-disciplined and doing all of the things that I know that I needed to do, along with the things that I had to do in order to be able to do the things that I needed to do, to then do what I wanted to do. A lot of stuff didn't happen, but you know what, that's fine, right? Because if you are not aware, right now on this September 9th, it's the 8th. Okay. On this September 8th, the day of the Lord, we are all participating in the great lock-in. Okay, you know, we got the what are they, everybody got the 12-week year, still doing that. We'll talk about her later. But yeah, this year's theme is the great lock-in. So I figured now is, just as good a time as any to lock it back in and get back into doing the way of the artist, which is what we're doing today. So let's get started. We are on week 6, and that is the week of recovering a sense of abundance. And I'm going to tell you this right now, as wild as it sounds, as somebody is like, I want to do all of these things and I know I need money and blah, 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 blah. Abundance is something that I actually struggled with, specifically with being a Christian, because we deal with these people known as prosperity gospels, or the prosperity churches, the ones that is just like pray and the money will come no matter what. And all you got to do is just do this, and this. And maybe a real conflicted, right? Because in those people being convicted for what it is that they were doing, I also was associating the conviction of having money with what they were doing to get the money. So to me, it was just like, you got a lot of money, you had to do something bad, it don't matter. And now, let me say this. There is no such thing as an ethical billionaire, okay? For all of the people that I do love out there, you being able to get $1 billion, somebody's not getting paid what they need to be paid. And that is all well and good. And, we live. I, however, know that I can be an ethical thousandaire, millionaire, even, okay? Making $1 million, working, doing the stuff, it's possible. Like, I know people that work their whole lives. Anyways, whatever. See me trying to talk myself back out of it. So, that is one of the issues that I have with money. And then also, growing up, yes, we had what we needed, but you couldn't always get what you wanted. And we were made aware, unintentionally or intentionally, of our access or lack thereof. So it's not necessarily something that I have a lot of training in when it comes to knowing how to use it the right way, knowing what you need to do when you get it, and knowing the pitfalls that come with getting large sums of money. Blah, blah, blah. So, and I'll just read what I wrote in my journal, is I was grappling with the cognitive dissonance of knowing God is good and wants me to create and give me the desires of my heart, but thinking him giving me money or access or anything considering those desires was not good. So it's like I'm praying for wealth and praying for the ability to be able to sing and it's paid for, and praying for all these things. But as I would start getting moved in that direction, like things would happen and I'm moving in that direction, I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't what God wants. This is the wrong way. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Again, who am I to tell God what he doing and why? So, occur. Then we walked into the I am enough as I am, and I'll be enough as I grow. One, not one, a big part of this whole transition into what it is I know that I want to be able to do in the future and will be able to do in the future is also sitting with who I am right now is also who I'll be when all of these things happen. Me as a person is changing, but it's really me. No, not me as a person is and isn't changing, because what's changing is how I react to the things, and those reactions are what some people will base their perceptions of me on, which in turn makes them think that I am changing. But I recognize that it's been me all along, honey. It's just how I deal with being me is what's really changing. Because little baby Kalia, she's still there. She's still running around, and she's still like, "Hey, girly pop, you trying to do all of this change, but you're forgetting about me." Talk about my shadow self. You see her back there? She's on the video right now. So like, all of that is all encompassing of me, and the same for you. Everything that you are, have been, and will be, you always have been. Which is such a fun concept to roll around in your brain when we start thinking about our perception of time and how we interact with it, and how sometimes we feel like other people have more times than others, but it's really just their perception of time versus our perception of time, and our access that allows us to then perceive time in a different way. Because if you have money, you can buy more time, right? Like, people are like, oh, there's no way to buy. You can buy more time because you can buy time to do other things while things are simultaneously being done for you to be able to continue to choose how you spend your time. Nobody can ever tell me that money can't buy whatever, because money can buy me the ability to pay for more time to do what it is that I would like to do and know that I should be doing. Because again, as we've talked about previously, I gotta sing. I feel sick sometimes when I don't. And that is how I know that it is 100% something that I was born, birthed, and just that is my duty on this earth, is to produce this music. But also, and this is a fun little tangent, and we're going to get back to the book in a second, but I've also sat and talking and thinking about why I like to sing and why singing just like really does it for me. And it's because I also, in other parts of my life, interact with people the same way I interact with them when I make music. And this is what I mean by this. I create music to give an outward expression to an inner emotion, thought process, something that is not necessarily able to, like, you can't voice it. You can't put into words what you're feeling, but then to have a song that not only purposely, huh, perfectly encapsulates what it is that you're thinking, feeling, or experiencing, and the joy that I feel for being able to give people a mouthpiece, or like give you a way to say what it is that you're trying to say, that is the root of music for me. And that's the same thing with in business. As you'll see across my channel, I really love to create, and creating systems or creating things that, again, when you're at work and if the communication process is not working the way that it needs to be, you cannot express yourself in the way that you need to get your work done. So me coming in to help create these systems and smooth out your processes is me being able to give a voice to the employees that work at a company, so that their management and everyone actually understand them, and they can truly create what it is that they're trying to create in their job. Like, yes, it's money and it's a 9 to 5, but being able to take pride in what you're doing and knowing that somebody hears you when you're doing it, we love that, okay? And it's the same thing with just like creating anything in general. Yes, I create because I feel the innate need to create, but I also recognize that through my creations, others that may not be able to do so in those mediums can have that expression, and they can say like, "Oh, I was thinking of you and I heard this song and I just had to send it to you." Like, that's beautiful. You are a part of so many other people's lives now. So that's my little tangent. Okay, let's get back to the book. In recovering the sense of abundance, they also talked about recovering your sense of time. I know I just talked about having more money can get you more time, but also recognizing that money is not more important than your time. The big work in this chapter is aligning the desires of my heart with what it is that God wants and wills for my life. And that is why I feel so firmly about me being a creator, and not just like, oh, I make stuff, but just me in and of myself being a creator, because I was created by a creator. And, if I'm made in your image, I'm made to make things too. So that's why I 100% feel like the music, I'm supposed to be doing it. These videos, I'm supposed to be doing it. This book process, I'm supposed to be doing it. And that pit in my stomach of like disappointment, like, dang it, I didn't create something, or like, I didn't make this video, I didn't post that. It's really my inner shadow being like, hey girl, we like doing this. Like, you can do, like, you don't have to just be an adult. Because the amount of times that being an adult has been used as an excuse for me to tell myself, like, oh yeah, I don't have time, or I need to make more better decisions, or this is not something an adult would do. And it's like, how do I know that? Seriously, how do I know what an adult is and isn't supposed to do? I've never been an adult. I listen to a lot of adults, but there's so many experiences that you can have as a person. Why am I making all of my choices based on if I'm being a good adult? That makes no sense, okay? So another part of recovering that abundance, it doesn't have to be virtuous or hard or just like for it to matter, or for it to mean something. Like, you don't have to go through this painstaking process of creating your art in order for you to feel good and just be like, I did something. This is good art because I struggled through it. Or I'm struggling to make this money and that's why this is good money. Like, I worked hard for it. You don't have to work hard. I don't have to work hard. I do not subscribe to a life of hard working, okay? Yes, I understand that there are periods of time where you have to work hard. Like, that's just that's a duh. That's a big duh. But my life doesn't have to be hard. So in order to be a creative, I don't have to force these times of, okay, I gotta work, and then I can relax and work on my art and make some music. And it's like, no. So one thing that I had to do was make my studio time a bill. So if I make this a bill, this a non-negotiable, like, I have to make sure that I have this amount of money from each whatever I have to put aside to have studio time. And this has helped. I know, obviously, not obviously, but I feel like somebody is going to be sitting there, you're going to be looking at me like, well, duh, girl, if you make it a bill, you're going to. But to me, making my music was an extracurricular. And I was like, okay, this is not something that I need to do to be a good adult. But again, for my living experience, this studio time is what makes me a good adult, because this is where I go and I can just like it. I have not found a way to put it into words what it does when I'm able to go into that space and just breathe life into something. Like, it's insane. It almost feels like, I don't know, but I'm extremely proud of it every time it happens. I've never had a time where I go in and I'm like, well, I hated this. I have times where I'm like, well, yeah, girl, there's been growth. But there hasn't been a time where I left and was like, ugh, I shouldn't have spent money on this. So that's what I really had to remind myself. You don't have to live this hard, arduous life to be a good adult or an adult, period. Like, as a creative adult, which again, I'm annoyed that it feels weird for me to say adult, because I 31, okay? 31. This is adulthood. Like, I can't go back to high school. I could go back to college, but you get what I'm saying? Like, the line, I crossed it. You're grown. So this is all on me now. All of this is all on me now. And that actually moves me into my next point. It's all on me. Like, I can't sit here and be like, oh my God, nothing's working out. God, where's all the money? Oh my God. When every time I get this close to getting what it is that I know that I need to do the next thing, I'm just like, actually, that don't look like something that you would have gave to me. That feels like it came a little too easy. I'm uncomfortable. You wouldn't make me uncomfortable. And it's like, come on. Listen to yourself. Ah! Of course it would make me uncomfortable. The only way to grow is to be uncomfortable. So when it's like easy, and I get to that, and I feel lately I have been pushing myself past that. But I say lately and not always, just lately. Because that annoying fear of what is on the other side of what you're supposed to do or what you're supposed to get, I finally got fed up with that fear, because it's like, why am I afraid of what I don't know or what I haven't seen when all I'm asking for is things I don't know and things I haven't seen. Like, I'm pushing away what it is that I should be pulling, gravitating towards me. So it's like I'm limiting myself because I'm scared of what I can possibly do. I'm sitting here choking out the flame. It's insane. Yeah. But yes, this whole choking out the flame thing, it's like, again, I was created by a creator, and this creator doesn't know when to stop. If you think about it, there's like hundreds of thousands of different types of flowers. And I know everybody uses this analogy all the time, but there are hundreds of different types of flowers. And they all have a different name. They all have a different smell. And there may be two flowers that smell the same, but they look a little different. And some of them present a different way, or they may only be able to live and survive in different climates. So why am I sitting here going, oh, well, such and such already did that. So guess that's gone. Guess I can't. Is their name Kalia? No. And I have to say that because there's a lot of people named Kalia that I have ran into now. But is their name Kalia, and are they me? This Kalia, this specific February 2nd Kalia. No? Exactly. And that's why I'm going to do it. That is why I'm going to do it. There are so many projects, ideas, just concepts that I sat with and I just didn't do them because I was like, oh, well, they did that and that looks really good. And I don't really think I can pull that off. And let me just tell you this, me admitting that right now, little Shadow Kalia is freaking out, okay? Because Shadow Kalia is like, hey, we're supposed to be good. And when we're not good at something, we just don't do it because we're not good. So everything we do has to be good. So if we're not good, we don't do it. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Okay? I'm holding myself back. Me. Moi. So, can't really be mad at nobody else. I can't be mad at what other people are doing because another thing that this lovely book has journeyed us into is that jealousy is a roadmap, baby girl. Those people that you're looking at and you get a little tinge of in you every time you see them, you're not upset about them. You're not jealous of them, and it's of how they are presented, what they are doing, what they exemplify. If there's somebody that is living a life that just makes you burn up inside, what about that life have you told yourself you can't have? And why can't you have it? You want to travel, you want to do all of these things, why can't you have it? Oh, I just don't have enough money. No, no, you're not good with your money. Again, we live in this society right now, and I don't really know what the economy is doing, but if you are in a position where it is you, solely you the only person you worried about, and I'm not talking about like you and your significant other, are y'all married? Is it legally, contractually obligated? Y'all mixing bank accounts? If you're not, you are worried about you and you alone. Okay, so again, what about their life are they doing, saying, exemplifying? And why can't you do it? But another thing that you have to remember is, are you only looking at the end? Are you only looking at the end of what they're doing? Because if you're only looking at the end of what they're doing, I'm going to tell you this right now, you may just want some instant gratification. You got to go through the process. And going through that process might be the one thing that tells you this is not actually what I want. But I now know how to get there. So if I do want it, I could get it. Because again, we got to prove ourselves. We have to prove ourselves wrong. Like, you can't live your life all the time being like, oh yeah, once I get to they ain't gonna be able to stop me. Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't care. Baby boy, they don't care. Like, there is so much going on in your life. And I will say this very nicely. What she said, I'm holding your hand when I say this. It's a little selfish of you to think that all of these people is thinking about you at all times. So much so that they really care about what you're doing. Because one, if they do really truly care about what you're doing, keeping tabs, got a whole page on you, all this other stuff, keep doing it. Because you're doing something right. They are watching, paying attention, prepared, got the notebooks out, writing down every single thing. They're paying attention. So you keep doing what you're doing. Because there are times when you will shine too bright for everybody else around you. Like, and it ain't got nothing to do with you. I mean, wait. It does have everything to do with you. Like, that's just that on that. You're being too much of you. And when we just talked about that jealousy, it's burning up inside because something about you being so unabashedly you is making them feel away. And I wish I had me to tell me that 10 years ago because a lot of stuff got out just because of personal opinions, and that's fine. Like, it takes the growth. It takes the time to just be like, yeah, I want to hold parts of myself back. And in the book, they called those people wet blankets, right? The ones that are very much like, ooh, that's a cute house. But you really can afford all of those bills and you got all of this stuff that you got to buy to fill up the house. And are you sure the neighborhood's the best? And I heard that when such and such did this to I'm going to say this to you with love. We do not care. We do not care. I understand and appreciate the tales of caution and, just like words of advice and things like that. But I'm the one that's got to sit here and live this life and deal with this life and deal with all of the choices that I am making. Yes, they affect everybody else. Home is here. It affects me first. So if I can't live with my decisions or if I feel a way about what I'm doing, that is when we make change. Okay? And you also can then consider other outward opinions. And this is not me saying, you got $500 in your bank account and you're supposed to go on a trip and the trip costs 400, but your bills cost 250. See what's happening there? We got to make something else work. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is if you were trying to make a big life decision, i.e., when I decided to move to New York, or you're trying to make a drastic jump that you know in your heart of hearts is going to push you towards the right thing or your next step, do what you need to do. Okay? Do what you need to do legally. Even though it feels like everything illegal is legal right now, and makes me want to say legally. Do it legally. All right, to the next part. But yes, do it legally because again, who cares? And if they do care, thank you. Thank you for caring. What do we do from here? You have to tell yourself that every time. Like every time I'm about to put some new music out or I'm not feeling the best about some lyrics or something like that, I got to sit there and say, "Hey, who cares? I made this art, I made this baby. Somebody is going to like and love this baby. It may not be all of you, and that is fine because, again, hundreds of thousands of different types of flowers. Look at all the mother flowers that's made just for you. My flower not be for you. I will have to live. I will just have to live with it. Running through all of that, totally forgot to talk about I did my morning pages. And I've actually split them the past, was that 2 days? So I did them in the morning, and then I did the other half in the afternoon, which I was like, yes, I love this. Second, cleaned out some stuff in my closet, got rid of some clothes because I can't hold on to things this tight if I want more. See how I can't hold anything when I want more. And my last little bit of I'm not really sure how this went, where it went, or what it did, but my last little bit is I had a moment of self-reflection when I said, okay, I am surrounding myself with people who I want, like who I see myself being like, and so on and so forth, or just trying to figure those things out. And I recognized that I naturally am drawn to and are also in complementary wise, they are drawn to me. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm saying it. Those that are in positions of power, those that have strong voices, leadership capabilities, leadership qualities, are very magnetic people. Like these are the people that are drawn to me and vice versa. And that's I'm already halfway there. Like when I get into the rooms, it's well before I know who you are, what you do, that naturally drawn energy is what I am going off of, okay? Because once I learn your name and I'm like, oh, I recognize that, or you do this high profile thing, there's something in me that says like we are no longer on the same plane. And I'm like, why? Literally nothing changed except for words. So the same way that we recognize that other people have different interpretations and experiences of time, so will I with words and positions and titles. Because I'm here, you're here, which means we're both supposed to be here, which means why do I feel like I'm not? Getting over it. Getting over it. I will be very frank, even though my name is Kalia. I do have to tell myself this going into these rooms. And I could care less about someone knowing this about me when I walk into these rooms, because you know what that tells me? If you try to use something like this against me in said rooms, it tells me more about you than it does about, and also tells me what our interaction would have been like. And that's okay. You have done the work for me. And I appreciate that, because me being here, recognizing the fact that sometimes I feel weird about being here makes you feel weird, so you want to purposefully make me feel weird? You're weird! You're weird! Ah! Thank you so much for watching this video, my beautiful noodle. And if you made it all the way to the end, first of all, props to you. Second of all, one random word that you remember me saying out of this whole thing, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. But if you like this video, be sure to like it. And if you loved it, be sure to subscribe so that you can continue to walk along with me on this journey to being to being better in my artistry. There we go. I love a good rhyme. Anywho, I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Okay, bye.